Hi, Rachel. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thursday, February 12th. Wow. Here we are. Hey, Rachel, did your team win for the Super
Yeah.
Bowl?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. You're going for the Seahawks. Yeah.
I'm going for the Seahawks. I got no skin in a Patriot game. I actually have no
Yeah.
skin in a Seahawk game. I couldn't care less. But I'm from the Pacific Northwest, and that's what I did. I
Yeah.
rooted for them.
Yeah. And sometimes I always go for the underdog, and and I'm just telling you, the Patriots looked kind of underdoggy.
Yeah.
They
They've
did.
won a lot though. So I think
I
even
know.
though
Yeah. So it's time for somebody else to win, right? Yeah.
yeah, move over. Let these Seahawks in a little bit. Yeah. Yeet out of the way.
It's so cute. Okay, so Rachel, I was in Texas over the last 5 days, and my
Yeah.
sisters, yeah, we gathered. My siblings and I have five siblings, and we all came together for my mother's 86th birthday.
That's so awesome.
Yes, her birthday was the 10th, but so she lives in this retirement facility and has a
Mhm.
cute little apartment and everything, and of course shared meals with her the other residents, and they had a big Super Bowl party, a big old Super Bowl party. And the little talk was they ran out of chicken wings.
Oh dear.
I know.
Oh no.
I know.
What did they do?
Right. Well,
That's so sweet.
I know, it's cute. It was cute. Yeah, it is very sweet. And my mom is so she's a retired nurse, and they all have medical questions for her. And hey, Aggie, would you look at this, or can take a peek at this, or should I call my doctor about that? Anyway,
Oh, so that gives
yeah. So
her purpose and meaning and importance. She gets to
yeah.
keep being a nurse. Oh,
Yes,
that's
and
great.
she's kind of eagle eye. I mean, and as in
Mm.
her training, she can look at see something out of place or whatever. And so what she notices, I mean, so she noticed water on the floor, and it wasn't coming from that plant that they may have overwatered. No, it was coming from the wall. And if she looked on the other side in the hallway, there's water on that side too. So anyway, so she was able. We had a lot of stuff going on in Ascension Living, the village there at Ascension Living. Yeah,
There was some drama. There was some stuff
little
going on.
stuff going
Yeah.
on. Yeah. Anyway,
Well, I
including
will share in your drama that
mm,
I'm living in we're renting a condo right now for 10 weeks in
mhm.
Arizona for my husband's art show. And it's like 50% just all the regular people, and then it's 50% snowbirds.
Oh,
And
right.
when I go out to the pool, I just hear all the drama. Sally and Betty are talking about Jody, and that one girl from Minnesota, don't you know? She was here last year, but she's not here this year. And they're floating in the middle of the pool, and they've got their little wet noodles, and they've got their little posse. And I'm an outsider, just kind of looking in, like it's a whole thing. It's a whole world no one knows
Right,
anything
whole
about.
culture. Whole culture.
Mhm. Yeah.
I was thinking, man, I just say a couple more days and I would have a book
Oh,
to write.
yeah, yeah.
I could write a book. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very sweet, and my mom is doing well, and it was so fun to celebrate her birthday. Yeah,
Good.
and just enjoy her
Hmm.
in her new surroundings and new environment. So that was good. Yeah, and we have um well, Valentine's coming up,
Yep. Valentine's on
right?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about, okay, red for Valentine's and color and woo.
Ooh,
I'm
there
not
was the
doing a great
segue.
job segue.
There,
I'm
there it
trying.
was.
I'm trying.
Color. Color. Yeah, we're kind of starting a new. Well, I don't know. It'll be how long the series will be. We have a couple weeks of topic to kind of talk about on this, but
Mhm,
we thought we
mhm.
would bring a resource that you recently discovered and shared with me that I
Yeah.
also
Mhm.
really value. So we've got that linked in the show notes.
Oh, great.
It's Mark Hyman's. Yeah, the
Yeah.
phytonutrient cheat sheet. Calm
Right.
inflammation, boost energy, and age better. And
Mm.
so we thought we would kind of walk you through this. You're welcome to look it up online and download it yourself because it's a great resource. But not
Mhm.
everybody knows what a phytonutrient is and if it's even important
Mhm.
because it's not a
Right.
vitamin, it's not a mineral, it's not a macronutrient. So
Mhm.
what is it and do we need it? So
Yeah.
what could you
Right.
kind of educate us about in that?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I mean, a phytonutrient is a nutrient, a specific compound or chemical found, chemicals, a group of
Mhm.
chemicals specifically found in plants, and that we have discovered have a multitude of benefits and for health.
Mhm.
And yeah, and so, excuse me, and there are different phytonutrients in different plants, and we see the differences in the different colors. So we've all heard the phrase "eat the rainbow." Yeah,
Yeah.
eat the
Right.
rainbow. And,
Right.
and that's not just a cutesy little, to get to you to eat more vegetable. I mean, part of it is to get, people to think about all the different variety of vegetables out there,
Mhm.
but and plants, but also the different colors have different phytonutrients or compounds in each of the colors that add benefit to our health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, it sounds like these phytochemicals, these phytonutrients, they're chemicals, they're compounds, they're not really required. We don't have to
Mm.
have them to survive. There's not like an FDA recommendation, you can't
Right.
like get a certain number of grams per day, or it's not like a
Mm.
calorie that you
Mhm.
can track. And it's not
Mhm.
something that we've ever heard like you're phytonutrient deficient. Your labs just came
Mm.
back and we can see the evidence of phytonutrient
Yeah.
deficiency,
Deficiency, sure.
but there's not like a lab test for it. There's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
way to mark it or to know it. So it's kind of one of these things that people,
Mm.
but do I need that? Is it important?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, do we need it or do we want it? That's kind of, like,
Right. Yeah.
can we
Right.
survive without
Right.
it? Do we want to thrive with it?
Yeah, yeah. And so the way I think of phytonutrients is maybe it's my defense against the offense that's coming at me from the environment. So I think, okay, what's the saying for the best offense is a good defense, or the best defense is a good offense? Or, I mean, maybe it can go both ways. I
Something
don't
like
know.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
All I know is those Patriots, they needed a better offense.
Yeah. It didn't work for them.
No, it didn't work for that.
But it
But
works with
anyway.
phytonutrients. I love that. I love this concept of
Mhm.
because the phytonutrients are the plant's defense. That's
Mhm.
why they develop these
Right.
colors. When we see these
Yes.
different colors,
Yeah.
so when you're seeing the bright, blue or purple of blueberries and blackberries and red cabbage
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
green kale, and that
Mhm.
should be an automatic, like now that you're listening to this and you're learning about phytonutrients,
Mhm.
that can now be an indicator of, ooh, these are defenses. These are the
Mhm.
plant's defenses against
Mhm.
pests and the harsh sun. It
Right.
sets up these defenses to protect
Yeah,
and survive,
that's
and our
right.
bodies use those defenses for the things that are coming at us, like you described. So
Mhm.
what would you describe as the the things that are coming at us?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there are for all the benefit of the sun is
Mhm.
beautiful. There is ultraviolet light,
Mhm.
that does have some, um, there's a downside to that.
Mhm.
So too
Right.
much. But then, there's air pollution in the air.
Mhm.
There's,
Right.
um, yeah. And unfortunately, some of the, food that we take in, it has,
Yeah.
isn't always clean and has, we have exposures to toxins in the food that we take in the
Mhm.
air that we breathe, in the water that we drink,
Yeah.
so food, air, and water are probably, the primary exposures to toxins or offensives
Mhm.
to our body and our health. And we need a good defense. Yeah. And of course, there's viruses and bacteria and these pathogens, also out there that
Yeah.
we're exposed to. So, so we need a good defense to
Yeah.
protect against the offensive toxins that
Mhm.
we're, hit with on a
Mhm.
regular day-to-day basis. Right.
What about stress? Is stress
Mm.
like internal stress, or even the stress of like hormesis, like when
Mm.
we work out our muscles and we get a
Mhm.
little breakdown and some inflammation? Do
Yeah.
phytonutrients work towards those types of stressors,
Mhm.
or is it
Yeah.
more like the stressors that come in from the outside?
Yeah, right. Well, that's a good question. And I would say some of the phytonutrients are part of can be thought of as part of the stressors too, because some of these phytonutrients cause a little bit of inflammation,
Yeah.
but that builds the muscle of inflammation to be more protective in the
Right.
long run. So some of them can be part of those hormetic stressors.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, but and so there's a difference between chronic stress, of course,
Right.
and then acute stress. And I would say, yeah, that chronic stress can deplete, the
Mm-hmm.
it can deplete our functionality of our cells and
Yeah.
and our defenses. So we need a constant repletion
Hmm.
of these, and we often call these phytonutrients another broad name that we give them are antioxidants.
Yeah.
Yeah, antioxidants. So our cells create um, oxidative species,
Hmm.
yeah, reactive oxidative species, kind of the exhaust from the engine running. You see that kind of from a car. You see that kind of out the muffler. Great. Some of
Yeah.
it's sometimes it's clean, and sometimes it's black and sooty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our cells kind of work that way too. And we need these antioxidants to kind of mop that up,
Yeah.
clean that up, and
Hmm.
help us, cool
Hmm.
our systems. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really a lot of it is a natural process of
Right.
just functioning.
Mhm.
We breathe and then
Functioning, right.
we have debris. We have the leftover garbage. Our brains, just in the
Yeah.
process of thinking and storing and memory, get a bunch of debris, get a bunch of
Mhm.
garbage that
Right.
has to be
Yeah.
cleaned out at night or cleaned
Right.
out with exercise.
Right.
So this is kind of that similar thing that some of
Mhm.
this is just a natural part of living,
Exactly. Part of life. Yeah.
part of life. Some of it is extra things
Mhm.
coming at us
Right.
from
Yeah. If we
toxins.
live, yeah, for example, if we live in a city,
We're
we're
going to
going to
have
have
more, way
more.
more.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way more in the environment. So we know that we're creating our own sort of toxic waste that we want to help get rid of. We know that there's stuff coming in at us, and so these plant defenses actually give us more of that. Like you said, that offense. We have a good
Mhm.
offensive game because we can protect ourselves. Well, that's a
Mhm.
defensive game.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a defensive game,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
coming at us. We're
Yeah. We're saying, hey.
and yeah, we're saying back off. Um, and it's really that's so these phytonutrients, while they may not be necessarily required, we wouldn't live long without them because
Mm.
right, I guess we would, we wouldn't have a defense. And
Mm.
so how can we build up more of a defense? So what's
Mhm.
the goal then with these, so now let's come back to like there's the colors, there's
Mhm.
phytonutrients.
Mhm.
Do we have a goal? Is there a certain amount we
Mhm.
should get or try to get?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. And I don't know that, as much. Yeah. Well, to
Yeah.
be fair, you can eat too many carrots. I mean, you can. I mean, it'll turn if you eat too many, your skin will turn orange. It's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so, it's probably varies, the individual to individual, but the rule of thumb for me,
Mhm.
and what's easy for me to remember, because I like making it easy,
Mhm.
is 5 cups and 5 colors
Mhm.
of these phytonutrients in my day. So 5 cups, 5 colors. So let's talk about maybe what the 5 colors, or, there's more than 5 colors, but
Mhm.
let's talk about the colors. Are we going to hit the colors today? Do we have enough time for that, Rachel? Or
We
maybe
probably don't have. Let's
yeah,
save that for
yeah,
a deeper dive
deeper
into
dive.
the
Mm-hmm.
colors, what the colors mean, and then where
Mm-hmm.
to find the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe let's review. I thought maybe we could just tempt people with a little bit more of a teaser of
Mm.
what these phytonutrients do. So on this handout from Dr. Mark
Mm-hmm.
Hyman,
Yeah.
he talks about what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So he has this list. Phytonutrients help reduce chronic inflammation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he highlights that chronic inflammation is really the root cause of almost every major disease.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that inflammation is at the core. And if these anti-inflammatory compounds are fighting that inflammation, then it's helping us prevent or slow or lessen the
Mm-hmm.
symptoms of chronic disease.
Right. Like diabetes or heart
Mhm.
disease or arthritis, for example. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about activating longevity pathways. So
Mm-hmm.
this, of course,
Yeah.
is, interesting science. I think it's
Yeah.
hot off the presses because everybody's
Mm-hmm.
looking into longevity and anti-aging and
Mm-hmm.
how do we
Mm-hmm.
live longer, but live longer better.
Right.
And so how do we
Yeah.
slow down this aging process?
Right. Yeah. And so there's a thing called telomere length. Now, these
Yes.
are the little shoestring ends of your DNA.
Mhm.
And these antioxidants, they can keep them longer. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's the shortening of them,
Mhm.
the shortening of the telomeres on our DNA that we have correlated with a lesser lifespan, a shorter
Yeah.
lifespan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the longer the telomere length, the longer the lifespan. And they have shown how these phytonutrients help maintain, this telomere length or your DNA. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, that right there just it inspires me to want
Mhm.
more of that, right?
Yeah,
Want more of these phytochemicals. I feel like
right.
that, of course, I don't want chronic inflammation and I don't want chronic disease. I also want my telomeres to be longer or
Yeah,
maintained, not
right.
age, too soon, not
Mhm.
quicker than they should.
Mhm.
He talks about supporting cardiovascular health.
Yeah, blood flow, and so we get, blood flow means you're getting oxygen and nutrients to the cells that need it.
Mhm.
And of course, that's going to help my heart and my
Mm.
lungs and even the pipes that pump the blood
Yeah.
that, are responsible for pumping the blood. So that's
Mhm.
keeping the pipes healthier longer. So that's
Right.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keeping my pipes clean.
Keep the pipes
Mhm.
clean, keep them flexible, keep them
Mhm.
supple.
Right, because
Um,
it's the stiffness that
mhm.
kind of creates blood pressure, it's high blood pressure and stroke, and then,
Right.
stiffness in my heart and something like that. So yeah, these antioxidants, these phytonutrients help prevent that. So
Mhm.
that's awesome.
So that's awesome.
Mhm.
He talks about protecting against oxidative stress, which we've mentioned quite a bit,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
the oxidation of like free radicals, neutralizing the
Right.
free radicals that damage
Yeah.
our DNA, that
Right.
damage our proteins, our brain.
Yes. Yeah. That come from just everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah, just living on life on planet Earth, and then maybe are exacerbated by certain environments, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Worsened by certain environments. He talks about supporting our immune function. So this, of
Mhm.
course, is important for times like COVID or
Mhm.
even just the flu and the common cold and
Yeah,
everybody's sick
right.
right now. Right. So
Mhm.
boosting our immune system.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and then your blood sugar and metabolism are also important. So some of these are very important in managing blood sugar and keeping your cells sensitive to insulin.
Mhm.
So insulin can do its job and clear glucose out of the bloodstream and put it into muscle cell
Mm-hmm.
versus fat cell. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And that's a natural, normal process. I mean,
Yeah.
I know insulin and glucose are kind of some scary words sometimes. And certainly if someone's struggling from, some insulin resistance and things, it is scary. But the body's natural response to eating and to getting glucose in is to, it has a system for it. And we want to keep that system working well and functioning properly, not overstress the system, not overwork the system, not
right.
Yeah.
So many benefits. One benefit I don't know that he mentioned in here, but I would love to mention is that, I mean, the color of food is kind of the first thing. Maybe it could be smell, I guess. It could be smell or color, but I mean, it's I see the food first before I put it in my mouth. And when it has color, lots of beautiful color, like we said, the red, yellow, orange, green, blue, violet. Anyway, all this color that informs my brain through my vision that nutrients are coming. My brain knows this, and that nutrients are coming, and that then starts to inform my satiety.
That is so cool.
It is so cool.
It is so cool. It's like a built-in GLP-1.
It really, yeah, amen. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. When I choose color, my eyes see it, and that my brain knows that I'm about to eat nutrient-dense food for my benefit. And then I can, it kind of my brain can relax and just, okay, we're gonna get nourished with this food, and so we can turn down the food finding signals.
Right.
We see the food that's coming in.
Right. Your brain's doing a quick assessment going, yep, it's looking good. I think I'm probably going to get some things I need here today. Whereas something is devoid of the color and kind of, no color, none of that vibrant vegetable or fruit, then the brain's looking for more, like where was the nutrients? Where were the phytochemicals, though? I need that. And I think it's such a beautiful system. When I think about the bigger picture, the bigger scheme of creation, it's such a beautiful, it's a system that's built like this. Here we have these bodies that naturally create some oxidative stressors and toxins, and there's known toxins in the world. But then our bodies were created with a system to take in these foods that actually help combat that. And if we're eating in a healthy environment and trying to live a healthy life, the body stays functioning in that. It really well. And it's kind of it's the checks and the balances. It's
so
such
good.
A beautiful system.
It is. Yeah. So this is great. I think this is a great introduction to a very important topic. And that we can all learn from. And maybe the challenge is for today is, since it's Valentine's coming up, let's get those red. The red.
Maybe brainstorm where does red come from in your diet?
Where does red come from?
What are the foods that the listeners, what are the foods that you eat regularly that are red? List them out. And then can you think of some that you don't eat regularly that are red that you could try incorporating and adding to your diet? And it can be really simple, right? It can be easy things like red chili peppers. And I know there's lots of different peppers, and I'm not really good about, I don't know them very well, but I'm often thinking like, I eat red bell peppers, but I don't frequently buy different types of red chilies, but I could do that. I could do that easily and add it to my, taco salad or something, and add flavor and add, while I'm eating a red bell pepper, a red chili pepper will be different. Even though they're both red, it will be a different set of phytochemicals.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Lori says pomegranate salsa. Ooh.
Is she going to make us some?
Lori,
put
it out there.
Lori, you can't just say that and then, not show up with or send us the recipe, because that sounds incredible.
Recipe sounds incredible. Pomegranate salsa.
Yeah.
I'll,
And I
I'll
do love the idea of like cooking an entire meal and making it kind of one color. It's kind of fun. Like I've made like
right.
a green
Okay.
salad where the
Uh-huh.
whole salad is all the green things, you know?
Yeah.
So a pomegranate salsa could be a lot of red things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, very good.
Okay.
Well, this is kind of coming to the end of our time here. But Rachel, real quick, now that we talked about color, what's for dinner?
Well, actually, we are doing tempeh tacos tonight,
Mm-hmm.
tempeh street tacos. So we're going to have fresh salsa, cilantro, bell peppers, onion, garlic, tempeh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
lime, avocado.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm inspired to see how many things how many more colors can I add? Can I make it a really rainbowy type
Yeah.
of taco?
Yeah.
How about you?
Great. Well, I came home last night at 1:00 in the morning, and God love my husband. He's a saint. He came and picked me up. My fun brain planned this trip. And then my manager brain, it's like, why didn't you consult me about the return? Okay. But anyway, so I have to go to the grocery store. So I will be buying color at the grocery store.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be speaking to me. So, all right. Well, thanks for this conversation. It's been good. We'll talk more next time. Until
See you
then.
next week, everybody.
All right. Stay healthy. Bye.